Diddy's lawyers are fighting to have his trial delayed after 3 additional victims were added to his federal case. Allegedly, Diddy was sexually abusing child stars like Aaron Carter and Justin Bieber when they were just 12 years old. Meanwhile, Aaron Carter's mother is pushing to have his case reopened after new evidence was uncovered, which suggests that his death was more than just a suicide. If Aaron truly drowned in a bathtub, why was there no water in his lungs? And why had he been telling people he wasn't suicidal?
Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she's certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
Oh, well, the first day, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and the stories just kind of kept changing.
As we peel back the layers, it becomes clear that Aaron's death has long been surrounded by controversy. 2 days before he allegedly overdosed on Xanax, Aaron released a video saying that his life was in danger and that there were people after him. He explicitly stated that he was being targeted, and then just 1 day after Diddy's birthday, he dies. Are we really supposed to believe that all of this is just a coincidence?
There's a bunch of videos that have recently resurfaced because of all these speculations and allegations about Diddy possibly being involved with Aaron Carter's passing. And one of the craziest, most damning pieces of evidence, in my opinion, is the fact that Aaron released this TikTok video literally 2 days prior to him disappearing and being gone unalive forever.
Filing a silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist, and now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million, they owe me money, and they're trying to get me off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can, so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself. So please trust what I'm saying.
Aaron Carter was despicable, though. He begged for her to help get him a private security team to keep him alive. He said on numerous occasions, if anything happens to me, I promise you, I am not vital. And no one said anything.
When Aaron's body was found, his phone was not nearby and was later discovered in his car. Before his death, Aaron had been threatening to reveal the identities of the people coming after him, and he had already begun naming certain executives. Why would Aaron leave his phone in the car? Was his death truly an overdose, or was it staged to look that way?
The fact that Aaron's phone was actually found in his car in the driveway. Aaron was known to always have his phone on him. He was always on his phone. He was never not on it. He was always posting online, listening to music, talking to people, texting. There was never a moment that Aaron was seen without his phone. So when his phone was found in his car in the driveway, far away from his body where he was found, and he was going to take a bath too. If I'm going to take a bath, I always bring my phone in there because I'm probably watching videos or listening to music or something. Just very strange that a guy who always had his phone on him did not have his phone on him or even near him when he passed. Now, Aaron was not examined by the same medical examiner, Ed Winter, that all the other celebrities were. Ed actually passed away, like I mentioned, but it was the same coroner's office, the same medical examiner's office performing the autopsy. So the likelihood that if Diddy controlled somebody in that area, or if Diddy has any sort of hold on the medical examiner's office or the police of LA County, then it's very likely that that reach did not just extend to one person. It is likely over the entire department, the entire system that they have in place out there.
Following developing news tonight in Lancaster, where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 30.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life. Chris Wolf is live for us in Lancaster. He's got more on this. Chris?
Yeah, Rick, MB, the street is now cleared. People have been moving in and out of that home behind me all day. And tonight we heard from some of those closest to Aaron Carter, and they all say the same thing. They all share stories of a very kind, loving, caring, humble, yet troubled young man. It's the tragic death of a young performer, and now family, friends, and fans around the world are suffering the loss.
Taking a closer look at the people Aaron was distancing himself from and feared, one name keeps resurfacing: Sean Puffy Combs. Aaron was world famous and had already sold over 1 million albums before the age of 10. However, things only started going wrong for him after he crossed paths with Diddy. Sadly, this is a fate many child stars have faced, with Usher and Justin Bieber being among them.
But with his amazing rise to success, Aaron would be thrust into the entertainment industry and would be mingling with the most VIP elite of our society. And this is when, at the age of 9, he starts to mingle with people like Diddy. By the age of 15, Aaron had released 4 studio albums, all of which were gold, platinum performing records. On his second album, he had actually signed to a new record label, Jive Records. And Jive Records is a subsidiary company underneath the parent company, Sony Records. And Sony Records is also the parent company of Bad Boy Entertainment. And Bad Boy Entertainment signed over to them in 2002, I believe. The overlap there would definitely place Aaron Carter, who is the most massive child superstar on the planet, definitely in the same circles as people like Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs. And Sean Combs is one of the most notorious and influential people in the music industry. So
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS. You should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was 15 years old.
Sexual abuse and couch culture is rampant in Hollywood. And unfortunately, Aaron was a victim his parents knew what he was going through. And as it would be later revealed, his own family was after him. Aaron even revealed that his sister Leslie was sexually abusing him back when he was just a child. Aaron was abused first by his family and then by the industry. No one close to him cared about anything other than money.
It is the toughest thing to deal with.
Aaron Carter dropping a major bombshell on Thursday, alleging on Twitter that his late sister Leslie, who died in 2012, sexually abused him when he was a child. In a series of tweets, the singer explained, quote, "My sister raped me from the age of 10 to 13 years old when she wasn't on her medications." He also alleged, "I was abused not only sexually by her, but by my first 2 backup dancers when I was 8 years old, and my brother abused me my whole life." ET has reached out to Nick Carter for comment. Aaron claims the abuse in question came as a result of his late sister Leslie's mental health issues. He says she suffered from bipolar disorder and took lithium to treat it, claiming that when she was not on her meds, she did things that she never meant to do. As a result, Aaron says he spent the last 15 years of his life going to therapy.
This eventually led to Aaron Carter developing several STDs, and at one point, there were even rumors that he had contracted HIV. The abuse Aaron endured took a severe toll on him, leading him to act out and develop self-destructive habits. In an attempt to numb the pain and escape the memories, he turned to drugs. Justin Bieber went through a similar struggle. Why is it that every child star who enters Hollywood seems to end up on drugs?
Your system is still so weak that it can't fight off. You know, I used to...
Sorry, my part is just like...
So
you guys got to understand out there, like, this is like, no, I know this is kind of like, it's giving me anxiety, okay? So my heart is racing. I did not take any medications before I came here. I haven't, in actually a couple of days, because I wanted to try to wean myself off of this.
But then one of the things I also noticed when you met with Dr. Jorge, you opened up and expressed your concerns that you're worried you have HIV.
Absolutely.
I know you recently came out as bisexual.
Yes.
Is that one of the other reasons that's had you concerned? Because you admit on the tape piece that you say, I haven't always been safe sexually.
Absolutely. No, and that's a fact. I haven't always been safe sexually, and I have no qualms in saying that. There's nothing wrong with me saying that.
The police never suspected any foul play, and Aaron's death was officially ruled as an overdose. However, there are some glaring issues with this conclusion. First, how could Aaron have overdosed in a bathtub filled with water and not have any water in his lungs? Aaron's mother is now pushing for a new investigation, claiming that the police were part of a larger conspiracy. A welfare check was allegedly conducted the night Aaron died, yet his death suggests that the authorities never actually followed through.
Carter was found dead in a bathtub in his home in Los Angeles last November. Since that time, TMZ has reported the LA County coroner did not find water in his lungs, meaning he didn't drown. Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted photos on Facebook that show the bathroom where her son was found. She wrote on Facebook, "Because of my son's mental illness and prescription drug issues, they, the cops, just wanted it to be something easy that they didn't have the time or inclination to address." Schneck wants a more thorough investigation. She wrote that her son was receiving threats from many people, and she believes there were people out there who wanted to harm him.
Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted the photos to her personal Facebook page on Wednesday, writing, quote, "Still trying to get a real investigation for the death of my son, Aaron Carter." On November 5th of last year, 34-year-old Carter was found dead in the bathtub of his Lancaster, California home. According to posts by his mother, quote, "The coroner wrote it off as an accidental drug overdose. They never investigated it as a possible crime scene because of his addiction past." One of the photos shows the bathtub where Carter was found filled with green water. Another shows what appears to be feces smeared across the bathroom floor. A towel and some clothing items can also be seen on the floor in the photos. In one social media post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?" In others, she alleges Carter received multiple death threats before he died, saying many people were making his life miserable.
Forensic specialists have suggested that it's possible Aaron Carter's death was staged to look like an overdose. This is where Kanye West's revelation becomes relevant. Kanye has spoken out, claiming that Hollywood is filled with handlers who control and manage celebrities. He specifically named his trainer, Harley Pasternak, as one of these handlers. Interestingly, Harley Pasternak was also the same trainer Aaron worked with.
This is interesting. You know, you hear about things like staging crime scenes. I think that this has been mentioned a couple of times. Staging cuts both ways. You know, are you attempting to demonstrate something to prove your point, or are you photographing something that's just there, where you can actually, that's demonstrative of the reality? Has anything been adjusted? That's one of the reasons, you know, to her point specifically, that you do want to try to keep control over a crime scene. And that way you never lose context of it. So there's too much murkiness here, I think, relative to the photos that she has allowed to be displayed and what the police are not saying.
Another piece of the puzzle I discovered in my research were the claims that Kanye West was making about Harley Pasternak, who is a personal trainer for Ye, and he was also a personal trainer for Aaron Carter. And Ye is openly accusing Harley Pasternak of being not only a celebrity handler, but also responsible for what happened to Aaron. He thinks that he was the guy that went in there and set this up to look like he basically overdosed and accidentally unalived himself. And his claims for this is that Harley Pasternak made threats to Ye about putting him in such a seduced state and under conservatorship that he wouldn't even know like what was going on. And he even says something along the lines of like family gatherings won't be the same, or like time with your kids won't be the same, something like that. But I've got the clip. It's really crazy.
Harley Pasternak followed me to the hotel. They didn't kill Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't kill clear the Backstreet Boys sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasternak pusher, your trainer. Harley Pasternak, Jay-Z. You get what I'm saying?
None of this should shock you at this point. Hollywood is filled with pedophiles and abusers who take advantage of young men and children. Tom Hanks once said that Harvey Weinstein was only a small piece of a much bigger puzzle, and in reality, this exploitation is happening all across the industry. There are striking similarities between Aaron's death and the way other figures in the music industry have been taken down. Their deaths are often made to look like accidents or suicides, and people with no prior health issues suddenly disappear.